Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 171, Tokyo #1 Colony, part 11. Last we left off, Reggie and Megumi were fighting, doing cool domain shit. Megumi ended up...
He used the gym for his domain.
Yeah, doing his Chimera Shadow Garden. And the entire gym is enveloped entirely of shadows. And as the domain is being established, Megumi notices that Reggie is using his esoteric technique, Hollow Wicker Basket. And now we're going to get...
I thought that was so funny.
Now we're going to get a ton of explanation. Because I think Jujutsu Kaisen might be the only manga to be able to get away with stopping the narrative to just explain what's happening right now.
Straight up.
So much technicalities in this chapter.
It is crazy. Jujutsu Kaisen is probably the only manga who can do this, and I'm like, this is cool. I don't know what it is. Okay, so here's how I understand it. I could be misunderstanding some things because I don't super remember a ton about simple domains and whatnot, but the way I understand it is Megumi established his domain. This Hollow Wicker Basket that Reggie establishes is to directly counter domains in general. So, it's a lot like, apparently Hollow Wicker Basket and simple domains are different, but they're similar in that they prevent domains from being the guaranteed hit. Like, the whole point of a domain is that once you establish it, whatever attacks you do, they're fucking surefire. They're going to hit no matter what. So
that's the new domain style. Remember, Higuruma said that.
Correct. It wasn't always like that.
Domains were just basically challenges.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying, I guess, in terms of the modern rules that Jujutsu Kaisen established for most domains so far, they're one hit kill, not necessarily kill, but whatever attacks you use, they won't miss. So you either have to be able to guard or create a simple domain to kind of nullify the guaranteed hit policy. However, Megumi's Chimera Shadow Garden is still not at 100%. It's not like a full domain, especially since I guess there's a rule against using a physical space to kind of be the mold for your domain. Needing the gym to make this domain possible is what makes this kind of incomplete. If it was a full domain, he would be able to do it in the open air, and it's a domain in and of itself. So this is an incomplete domain. So there is no guaranteed hit here, but it does make him 120% times stronger.
That's pretty good.
And it just makes his curse technique so fucking strong. And that is what Reggie didn't understand about this domain, is because it was not complete. And the way he realizes this is that in the Chimera Shadow Garden, Megumi summons his frogs to strap down Reggie, and he's like, whoa, how'd they hit me? So yeah, he figured all that. And then Jujutsu Kaisen does what it does best. Jumps a guy. Megumi uses literal shadow clones to curb stomp Reggie with his boys, which is him. God bless Reggie. He tries to counter as much as he can, but Megumi is...
Yeah, he does. He's really... he's really not a bad fighter at all.
No.
He even knew a simple domain technique. I was really impressed.
Mm-hmm.
I thought these guys were new guys on the block and had no idea what all this curse shit was.
Oh, yeah, man.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, so they just gang up on him and they just beat the flying fuck out of it. And Reggie's like, whoa, I get it. His clones and Shikigami took physical form before hitting me, so this barrier doesn't count. Oh, wait, hold on. I turned the page. This barrier doesn't have a can't miss attack. And he just keeps getting beat. So he's like, whoa, this is actually even better than a can't miss domain thing. Just making your cursed techniques 120% stronger is better than just attacking and never missing. Yeah, he basically says, if he brings out that elephant and showers me with water in here, I'll be limited to what half of I could do. Obviously, because his receipts will be destroyed probably by the water. So he throws a bunch of car notes in the air and drops them on the clones. seemingly killing them, I think. Megumi summoned Nue before, and I'm hoping he didn't kill Nue with this car, because I like Nue. So the cars drop, destroying the clones, and also Megumi just collapses under some kind of weight, and Reggie realizes that, okay, cool. All I had to do is reinforce my footing with cursed energy so I wouldn't be sucked in, and I realized this whole domain is your shadow. So Chimera Shadow Garden being just kind of like a buff to Megumi's overall cursed technique, which is, the shadow shit. So he figures that Megumi is able to carry things within his shadows. And he also deduced that since he's only ever seen Megumi wield this cursed tool, that he doesn't have the capacity to carry a bunch of stuff because he carries on the weight of whatever is in his shadow. So now that Reggie summoned all those cars, he's carrying 2.4 tons of weight in his shadow. So he's like, well, cool. All I have to do now is just keep piling on cars until you die. Yeah, it looks like it's a checkmate against Megumi until Megumi is like, you miss something. An incomplete domain is still a domain. There's a shadow above you, too. And there comes my boy, Max Elephant, coming down and crushing Reggie under its gigantic weight. So right now, Reggie's underneath the fucking elephant right now. And I guess they're playing a game of who's going to be crushed first. And that's where the chapter ends.
RGC.
Yeah, I think it's my RGC as well. Yours too?
Unified RGC.
You already know, boy. Unified, really good chapter of the week. Unified RGC.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC.
Dude, Megumi is the most technical character in this entire series, and I fucking love it. Every time Megumi gets to scrap, it's literally always like a masterclass on technique in this series. Like, I can't think of another character who gets into more in-depth fights than Megumi.
Yeah. Well, before we go on, I do want to say that this is also the really good chapter of the week voted by the audience. However,
harmonic convergence.
Nope. Technically, no, because it is tied. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but One Piece was the second series that Jujutsu Kaisen tied with. So
fucking One Piece, bro.
Yeah, I'll give it one
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
So technically it's not harmonic.
No, it's technically not because it tied with One Piece. But if you guys want to cast your vote on the next RGC, please hit us up on Twitter. We usually put the poll up on Sundays, and we read the results. We only had 2 votes this week, and it was a dead even split between One Piece and Jujutsu Kaisen. So let us know what you think if you think so. But anyway, back to the chapter. I agree, and I think a lot of it, what Brian said about Megumi's fights being significantly more tactical, I guess. And I think the reason being is that Megumi is very much just always learning in his battles. So he's always just like refining his technique before your very eyes. And it's kind of pretty cool to see.
He's an unfinished product. Even more so, just as much as Itadori is. And that's what's really cool. And I can't believe that girl died. It's so trash.
Which girl? What?
The Smash Bros. Player.
Smash Bros. Player. No, she's still alive. Wait, who's the girl? What are you talking about?
You know, the girl that was part of the trio.
Oh, the Scorpion. She's not dead.
Yeah.
She didn't die.
Yeah, but she ain't around. She should be.
She'll probably
be part of this arc.
I could see her pulling up again. She's still in the game. She can't leave. So, yeah. Anyway,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the scorpion-haired girl, right?
No, I'm talking about the girl with the hammer and nails.
You said the
I forgot her name.
Oh, Nobara,
yeah.
Nobara. Sorry, Brian. No, Nobara.
I wish she was a part of this.
Don't disrespect her like that.
Right. Hey, she could be alive.
Yeah, but regardless, she ain't here, and that's kind of lame.
It is sad.
She's developing too.
Yeah, whenever you think that Nobara's not here, it's very sad. But we're trying to roll with the good times, Josh.
I know.
Cool battles. But yeah, I thought this chapter was fucking awesome. Such a fun read, as Jujutsu Kaisen usually is when it gets into its battles. Obviously, the discernment between like a battle in Jujutsu Kaisen as opposed to others is that it's very much like a game. So it is fun to see people circumvent rules and create rules and whatever they have to do to win. So very cool, very fun. There's not a lot to say for me because there is just so much action.
I have one more thing.
Go for it.
Yeah, please.
This whole fight with Reggie kind of got me to buy into the hype behind Megumi.
Yeah.
I now see why this dude
Me too.
is gonna be about it in the future. Like,
No, I love his character. Man. I thought he was so lame, and I see that he did that on purpose.
I didn't think he was lame. I thought that I was just wondering why. What made him so special? Like like what's his name? The fucking
Gojo?
To Gojo, what made him so special to Gojo? What made him so special to fucking demon dude in Itadori?
Well,
Like,
here's the thing is that like Megumi, I don't even think Megumi considered himself to be all that special. Like I think like a lot of people saw the potential in him early on. And also Jujutsu High, like of his class, there's 3 students. Like it's not a big school. There's not like a ton of kids there. So there's a lot of focus on the small amount of students they do have. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think Megumi considered himself any type of special. And I think it's more that like Gojo and even Sukuna are just like, I see potential in this kid. Especially since like Itadori, he's kind of looking at him through Itadori's eyes. So whenever Itadori sees him go out, he's like, oh, I think there's something
he
here.
knows.
Yeah. He's also a Zenin clan guy. So I think there's a lot of prestige with his like family name, I guess. Even though he technically was raised by that family, but
In his bloodline.
his skill is leagues
the rest of
above
his red
many
didn't
people.
die.
yeah. I mean, you know, I would like to go on the record and say I was always a Megumi believer. I wasn't always.
Not me.
I saw it. I'm like Gojo, guys. I see potential where there is none.
I think he's the most skilled curse technique user in the series so far. I
I think you're wrong first.
yeah, let's not go that far because he's
I
learning.
think
Still.
that her spirits is better than him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, part of the reason that makes Megumi such an engaging person to watch battle is that he is still learning and he is like adjusting his own technique and fighting his own way. But he's not the best, obviously. He can't make
I'm not saying he's the best, he's the most skilled.
I don't even think that much.
Because the way that if you take his curse technique on paper, it's not that great. He makes it good.
Sure.
He makes this shit great.
No, you could
Himself.
argue that he could be using his Shikigami even smarter or summon even better ones if he had more talent.
Yeah.
You know, this you can. I'm really playing devil's advocate as far as that goes, but I just feel like there's been more skillful displays. You know what I'm saying, by like other people. Maybe you could say for his age and his bracket.
Yeah.
I guess, but like even Toto. He used his curse ability way like more creatively and effectively than this guy. And all he did was he could teleport people, which is pretty sick. But you still have to use a whole bunch of strategy, and the other person could use it against you too if they time it and such. You know?
Yeah,
So,
I agree. I definitely
That's
think.
just one person off the top of my head.
But Toto's is a lot more straightforward. Like, the reason why Megumi, I feel like, is more skillful is because his stuff is so much more specific and resource-based. Like, there's a lot that you have to manage when it comes to Megumi's quirk that you have to make it work. Like,
Quirk.
Shikigami don't grow on trees. Those things literally die and they don't come back. So he has to be careful.
They don't come back.
They don't.
I don't remember whether they do.
One of his dogs died, and he hasn't summoned them ever again.
Well, they all look the same, so it's kind of hard.
No, they don't. There's the black dog, and then there's the white dog. The black dog died, and they never came back.
Listen, I'm not going to argue that because I don't remember enough far back to really.
It's true. That's literally what happened.
Okay, I'm going to take your word for it. That's what I'm saying. I just don't know. I don't know what enough to say.
Like just like I literally explained before you mentioned it again, I still think Toto's technique is way less. He has way less to work with than Megumi does, and he does it more skillfully and more effectively, in my opinion. That's just one. Again, that's just one character. What about what's his name?
What about Reggie uses his thing pretty. I would say that Reggie's a very skilled fucking user.
Yeah, him too.
He neutralized.
The way he was timing and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Higuruma. There's a lot of really skilled ones that kind of take, and that's the point. Like Megumi's not supposed to be the most skilled right now. He's supposed to be the most adaptable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Maybe one day, the most skilled.
I just don't think he's the most skilled right now, but he could definitely get there. I think he's the most strategic thinker so far, and that's going to lead him to be probably one of the best.
Yeah, he's definitely probably the
most
smartest.
skilled. He's just not there right now.
Yeah, he's also crazy. Like he does have a penchant for pushing himself further than he has to in battle. Like the first time he engaged his domain, almost killed him. So I think he's also very much more prone to taking big risks in order to get the W. So I think that stands out about him as well. And not to say that he's not skilled at all. He's very skilled, but he's not. I wouldn't say he's the most skilled. But
yeah, he's not different from Itadori in that way, and I think that's what's cool about them being cool, friends. I can't wait to see them do a tag team fight. I think that'll be really sick.
Yeah, for sure. But I think that's it for Jujutsu Kaisen. What a fun chapter. What a fun series overall.